All right. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning into a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast this evening. We have an incredible guest with us, a legend in his own right, one who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration, and that is none other than the great Captain, Brother Dennis Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam, dear Joshua. Look at you, boy. I don't know what it is. You seem like the older you get, the more handsome you get. How you doing, dear Josh?
I'm doing fine by the grace of Allah, sir. And Brother Captain, people have been showing you love all across the country on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and soon, inshallah, YouTube, once we put this interview up as well. You had us, the nation at a standstill, the world, the people who love you, love your family. I'll let you get into the details exactly the timeline, but when I saw the post, me and my family immediately came together and we said a prayer for you, did a dua, and all over social media, people begin to pray for you. Could you let us know what took place, sir?
Well, first, let me say this. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, who came to us in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, and in the name of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan, it's indeed an honor to greet you all in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Well,
Salam, sir.
Well, Brother Josh, I got my glasses on. You know, I normally wear my glasses.
Yes, sir.
I wear them because I have probably been having, at least for several years, some health challenges. And I don't like when you get these health challenges, what it does to your eyes. I know now why the messenger was wearing dark glasses, the minister, because the eyes look sick. My eyes do. But I really wore the glasses today because I'll probably be crying quite a bit in this interview. And so please forgive me for wearing the glasses, but I can't tell this story, Josh, without crying. But I want to share with those that are tuning in to your podcast all around the country. I don't know how many times I told this story to those who have access to Brother Dennis. I'm telling you, Josh, I had got so many calls and texts, and I mean, the believers, trust me, Lord, blessed are the believers who found it worthy that they would petition God for me. The believers went to the God for me. And I thank y'all for that. Because Allah heard y'all's prayers. And trust me, if Allah heard all of the believers' petition for Brother Dennis, then this mighty, mighty, mighty God grant y'all petition. And here I am, Muslims. I'm here because you asked God to keep me here. So you see what I'm saying, Josh? It's going to be like this through this whole interview, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So please, believers, don't take this. Just feel my spirit. Because in my own mind, believers, trust me when I say this, I never thought I was worthy that God would go into darkness and tell death, no, not this one. You know, believers, we have had a trying year. Last year was very trying. We have lost some great giants. We was devastated at the loss of our sister Ava. It devastated us. We was devastated at the loss of Hafiz. It devastated us. We was lost and devastated at the loss of Shaheed. We was devastated. Brother Roy, the former captain in Detroit, Abdul, we was devastated. And even as we speak, there are many people that you know in the ranks of your city that are no longer with us. I want to give a shout out and condolence to Brother Robert Five in New York City. He died, according to what I understand, in a car accident. But Brother Robert is from New York and Brooklyn. Everybody knows Brother Robert Five. He had a very wonderful beauty salon, and he was one of the soldiers when I was a captain in New York. I made him a local captain when I was a regional. He had a short reign, but he was the captain of New York. And Lord, did we love Brother Robert Five. We lost him a couple of days ago. And may Allah give comfort and condolence to his beautiful family. Well, Josh, let me kind of paint the picture, because what I hope to gain from giving you exclusive is that once we are through telling this remarkable, remarkable story.
Yes, sir.
All I wanted to do, Josh, is to inspire the believers that Master Farad Muhammad is God. And if he got the power, listen to me, family, to save a wretch like me, then what would you do when he comes for you? Believers, I know this for a fact. Allah knows who you are. Allah knows your suffering. He knows your thoughts. Listen to me. I don't care who you are. He knows who you are by name. You're not a stranger to Master Farad Muhammad. And he saved my life for a couple of reasons, but I'm still asking why. And he's constantly unfolding to me why. But let me tell you what happened. Now, Savior's Day, Brother Josh, a lot of the believers, they seen Brother Dennis in a wheelchair. I had just had back surgery. And I told everybody that the doctor told me, my back surgeon, that I couldn't come to Savior's Day unless I came with a walker or a wheelchair. Now, you know, I wasn't going to have no walker. Can you imagine seeing Captain D walk around with a walker? So I opted for a wheelchair. So I rented a wheelchair. And man, I thank God for that wheelchair. And I was pushed throughout the whole event, but I was in total pain all the time. But nothing was going to stop me from being at Savior's Day. Well, the believers, they said, well, okay, Captain D, but I told the believers I was going to come back and get well, but I wasn't getting well, Josh. My back was still like the same, and it was concerning me because I still had the pain, and I had been quite a few weeks, 5 weeks out, and I'm like, so I called my back doctor and I said, you know, his name was Calfus, in case y'all need to know, y'all want to, well, anyway, his name was Dr. Calfus. And I said, you know, Doc, man, I don't feel like nothing changed. Hey, well, you got to give us some time, man. I mean, you know, hey, these things take, he said, just keep working on and take the medicine and you know what, And he said, why don't you just keep doing therapy? And I'm sure. And then if it don't change, then we'll get an MRI. So I said, you know, bump the therapy. Let's go straight to the MRI. So I did an MRI, Josh. The MRI came back. Now I can't read an MRI, but I got the pictures of my spine and everything. And when he interpreted the MRI, he said, "Oh, we got to do another surgery." I said, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! What you mean we got to do another surgery, partner?" He said, "Well, the disc, you got a herniated disc, which means it's bulging out again and it's pushing on your nerve." I said, "Partner, I thought that's what you did when you went in me." Well, we did. I said, "Is it the same disc?" This is where I got him. And he studied well, yeah, it's the same disc. I said, "Whoa, how is it? The same disc you're supposed to fix is the same disc that's still pushing out." Well, I told you these things happen 1 to 5, it's very rare. And we cut the bone, Mr. Muhammad, and I don't understand. It's strange, and it pushed back out on the nerve again. So he said, I said, "Oh, man." Now, Josh, I couldn't tell the believers I got to do a second surgery.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't, the believe I couldn't break their spirit. I couldn't say that. I can hear the believers say, "Don't come on." So I kept it quiet. But I told my wife, "Josh, I don't feel this one, baby. Something strange about this one. These devils is trying to kill me." This is about 2 weeks before the surgery. I told my wife, Esther, I said, "Baby, if these devils tell you when I go on this table that I flatline, don't believe them. They have killed me." This is the truth. So now, a week before any surgery, in those who nurses and doctor field, they know, those who've had surgery, you have what you call pre-op. So they brought me in. Now I had this surgery, Josh, in the most prestigious hospital in the country, Cleveland Clinic. King Hussein of Jordan, he came to Cleveland Clinic. It is known. So I chose Cleveland Clinic. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, Josh, which is 2.5 hours from Cleveland. So we had to do what you call pre-op. The week before, this is where you go up and you meet with the anesthesiologist. Then I meet with the doc, and then he'll go over that MRI, because me and him haven't gone over it. So a week we go up. So you probably seen that week I was in Flint, Michigan, putting that 1 hour power in, because I was in Flint and I was going to go from Flint to Cleveland. So, so I went up to Cleveland, did that. I went up to Flint and did that. Then I went to Cleveland. Me and my wife checked the hotel, and we met with the anesthesiologist. Now, when you meet with them, they go all over your medicine, your medical records, to make sure that you should have no problem going under. So the anesthesiologist, went over and said, "Well, we looked at, and have you been under?" "Yes." "You haven't had no problems coming under?" "No." "Okay, we look pretty good. Everything look all right. We need to get a hold of your doctor because you on this blood thinning medicine called Eliquis." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, he said, "What are you there?" I said, "When I had my knee injury, and because I'm lacking and walking around, they didn't want me to have a blood clot. So they put me on the blood thinners." He said, "Well, you have to call your doctor and get approval that you can get off the blood thinner, because we can't operate, when you're on blood." I said, "I understand." So I got the approval. So they said, "Okay." Then the doctor, Calvis, he come in, he goes over the MRI. Now I'm looking at it face to face. He trying to tell me, "See right here, this is the bulging disc." And I said, "Well, what are you going to do this time?" He said, "Well, we cut some of the bone out of the disc, but I got to cut a little bit more." I'm looking at him as really, really suspect, right? So he said, I looked at my wife, "I got to get it, man. It's pain." He said, "Okay, I'll see you next week on the 19th. "Yes, sir, doc." So me and my wife go, and I got about a week to go back. So in that week, Josh, this is the truth. I'm feeling different. And this is the first time that I called everybody I know that I love, you know? And they kind of tell, like, you all right, Capt? Hey, man, just want to tell you I love you, da-da-da, you know, that. You know, Brother Khalil, Chris, Brother No, I mean, everybody. My wife would tell you, she noticed I had that 100-mile man stare. You see, I wasn't there, but I was there, but I wasn't. She could tell something was different, and she was getting scared because it looked like I'm saying my goodbyes, right? I never did a group chat with my children, and I put everybody in the cat. I had my children in one group chat, I had my sisters and brothers in one group chat, I had the believers, personal friends. And so the day of, I get there, you know, it's 6 o'clock, they want me to report in. Me and my wife, we go, now listen, we go to Cleveland, so we got to check in the hotel. So we get there a day before, and, you know, we got to stay at the hotel because my wife can't stay at the hospital with me. So I never forget that morning. And listen, this is the last day of Ramadan, the 19th. Mm. I've been on the prayer line ever since Ramadan. I heard the leader the next day at Eid. I heard that. I was in the hospital listening to that. But this was the 19th, April, a day that I never will forget. April the 19th, the last day of Ramadan and the night of power. So all the signs was good for me because the word 19th made me feel comfortable. You know, I said, oh, God is involved in this.
Yes, sir.
So now I'm saying, well, if Allah don't want me to get this surgery, if the devil got a plan, Allah gonna stop me. You know what I'm saying? That's in my mind. So me and my wife get there about 6 o'clock. And then they take me, you know, they check my wife in, and it's something that the woman that checked me in on the last surgery remembered me and my wife. The lady checked and said, yeah, you was here before. What, you here before in the last? My wife said, yeah. And then my wife struck up, you know, I never forget the sister. She was at the check-in desk. So check this out. So after the lady checked me in, they give my wife this beeper. Everybody get a beeper so you can tell the updates, and you got a monitor. So then the lady tells my wife, take him up to the M elevator. And when I get up to the M elevator, there's this beautiful sister. She meets me. She met me the last time. She kind of looked like an older sister who may have been once upon a time on that crack. You know, I mean, I don't say she was, but she had that kind of spirit, right?
Yes, sir.
And she was walking me. She was walking me down the hallway. How you doing? I said, sister, how you? She said, boy, they try to retire me, but I love this. I love this work I'm doing right here. And she said, don't tell them I love them because then they're going to get rid of me. And we laughing. So she takes me to this room, and this where the other lady checks me in. They tell my wife, well, miss, you sit out here. We're going to take me back to change clothes. And then we have you to come back and we get him situated. I come back, and, you know, and I'm undressing, and here comes the nurse, and those who in the field, they understand what happened. She comes to get me prepared. She checked my vitals and give me she does a lot. Now, when this woman comes in, she checks my blood pressure, Josh. When I tell you that my blood pressure was at 230 over 134, anybody that know anybody, not only is that stroke, but ain't no way you're going to complete and continue this surgery with my blood pressure this high. I didn't know it was this high because the lady wouldn't tell me. I said, what's my blood? She said, oh, Lord, I'm sorry. So I can't tell you. Let's go up some more. I'm like, what? So here come my wife. My wife comes back. So the lady, she does another blood pressure. Then I asked my wife, because she could see the monitor behind me. She said, oh, man, your blood pressure. My wife said, look here. They're not going to do no surgery today with that blood pressure. And my thought was, praise be to Allah. That's Allah's sign. Whoa, okay, God. I'm taking all these signs today, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now something that was very unusual, Josh. Every surgery I ever had, The anesthesiologist comes in before you go to the OR. He introduced himself. He meets my wife and he asks some questions, but he's to relieve any anxiety about. So they normally come in, how you doing? I'm the anesthesiologist. Do you have any loose teeth in your mouth? Because when they get ready for that, have you ever had any problems? He does that, then he tells my wife, we're gonna take good care of him and thank God, see you in the OR. That's normally the normal. This anesthesiologist never came to the room. So the lady says, well, we got to check to see about this blood pressure. So she calls him. So he calls her back and tell her, oh, that's okay. Give him this medicine and he'll be all right. So she said, well, he said, give you this medicine. I said, what kind of medicine? She said, it's kind of a chill out medicine. So I said, okay, that feel good medicine. I ain't mad about no feel good medicine. I started to do this. All right, go ahead. So she gave me that feel good medicine, but my wife looking like, is that it? So she said, by the time he get to OR, his blood pressure be down. So here, what they call transport. These boys, all these brothers do is transport you down the OR. And the same brother that transported me down before got me, as he said, what's happening? You know me, man, what's going on, brother? How you doing, my brother? He said, yeah, man. He said, I pray God you be all right. I said, yes, sir, yes, sir. So he takes me and he puts my bed outside the OR. I ain't in the OR yet. So now, here come the anesthesiologist. He comes out, how you doing? His name is Farrakhan, something I can't spell. It's Farag. And I'm thinking he a Muslim. But I kept hearing him, it sounded like Farad, but maybe that was me. So I said, oh, okay, in my mind, maybe this is a Muslim. So I'm thinking this is all good sign. So but he kind of looked, he kind of look grimy. I ain't gonna lie to you. He don't look like the rest of the night. He kind of look grimy. You know what I'm thinking, y'all? I'm thinking that the real anesthesiologist, they tied him up, he in the other room. I'm paired. No, I'm like, is this the real dude? I mean, so anyway, he said, okay, I see you in the OR. So they take me in the OR, Josh. And I see, everybody getting this stuff. Now, my main doctor, Capt, he ain't in there yet. Everybody, so I'm cold. So this little Asian nurse, God, no, I'll never forget her. She said, you cold, honey? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, let me give you a warm blanket. She said, it's cold in this OR. I said, yes, ma'am. And she seen I was nervous. She said, everything gonna be okay. So here come my doctor, Dr. Kaufis. He come over to me, how you doing? Now, my name is not Muhammad. The name I'm under is Mahdi. That's my name, y'all. My legal name is Dennis Abdul Mahdi. That's what I'm under. I ain't under Muhammad. And Mahdi ain't no. Whoa. Anyway, so the man said, Mr. Mahdi, he said, we normally gather all my team around. I'm laying in the bed. I said, yes, sir. And then we go over the game plan, basically. So they all gathered around. The only one was missing was the anesthesiologist, right? So he said, we got Mr. Mahdi here, age 69, and we're going to do a lower lumbar today. We're going to work on the L2, the L3, and the L4, right? Everybody said, yes. He said, okay. And he like, clap. All right, team, let's get started. So I look over to where he's at, to the other side of the room. That's the operating table they're going to put me in. It's a strange looking table, Josh, because they're going to put me in on my stomach, face down, so he can have great exposure to my back, right? So he looks over, so the assistant anesthesiologist, he puts something on my face. So he says to me, this ain't nothing but, pure oxygen. So in my mind, I said, yeah, they tricking me now. I know this ain't like they get ready to put me under. So I'm thinking, nah, you just saying that. So man, the Dr. Caffey says to my man over there where we at, he said, what's taking y'all so long, man? I want to get started. So the assistant who had this thing on my face, he said, Dr. Calfee, he says, Dr. Farouk is not here yet, which is the anesthesiologist. So that's when I know, oh, okay, this is real. This is nothing but oxygen. So man, Josh, I looked to the left. This dude been on the phone. I noticed he stay on the phone, stay on the phone. Here he comes. He come in, he's rushing. Josh, he's got 3 needles in his hand, 3. Now I'm looking at him, I'm laying there. And I said, oh, we getting ready to get started now. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm getting ready to go under. The first needle was red. I remember that. Now he's rushing because he got the doctor upset because he's late, right? So the first needle, I see him put that red needle in my bag, my IV. I'm saying, oh boy, I'm getting ready to go under. Nothing happened. He shoots the second needle. Now this is what they tell me, the anesthesia. First needle is, they say, relax your muscles. I heard the second needle, Josh, paralyzes your body. And the third needle takes you completely out. Well, I remember the second needle, which my body was paralyzed. And Josh, I thought, but no sooner did the second needle, I go under a little bit, I could feel okay, yeah. But then the next thing I know, this dude is stuffing the breathing tube down my throat. And out of all the surgeries I ever had, I never felt the breathing tube. Matter of fact, Josh, that's why they put you under. Because anybody that gets anything in their throat, they're going to gag, they're going to choke. So they got to put you under, they're going to put it in. I'm saying to myself, man, I ain't all the way under, man, I'm not asleep. But when he put it in, Josh, I start choking, but I can't move because I'm paralyzed. I mean, I'm not wiggling, I'm not trying to pull, I'm not trying to resist. But in my mind, I'm choking. And I'm saying, in my mind, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Hey, y'all, I can't breathe. I said, oh, Allah, I can't breathe. And that last breath, darkness, the last breath, I knew this was it. Darkness rolled in like the repo man to get me. And my last thought and words, Josh, I said, oh, Allah, I'm out of here. I was gone, dude. I don't remember. They said my heart stopped for 6 minutes. They said that little woman, that little Asian woman, she immediately jumped on my chest. They told me she was pumping on my chest until she was sweating. Then the assistant, he said to me, he had to relieve her. I don't remember leaving here for 6 minutes. I don't. The next thing that I remember was what looked like lightning. They shocked my arm. And I'm feeling it like it was on fire. I said, oh, and I can't move. I can't say nothing. I said, yo, I hear the doctor says, the nurse said, well, he's not responding, doc. He said, shock him again. Yo, I'm hollering, yo, man, I'm down here. And the pain, my God, brother, was like my arm was on fire. And I'm saying they can't hear me. Now I'm confused because I don't know. Have I had this surgery? I don't know. I didn't know I flatlined. I'm thinking they still getting ready to take me over to that table, Josh. I'm thinking they're getting ready to take me over that table, split my back open, and I can feel this. So I'm really panicking. I'm trying to move fingers. I couldn't move nothing. I could hear them. She said, he's not responding, doc. So I remember this. Dennis, open your eyes. Dennis, open. So I remember one of the doctors took my eyelid and opened it up. I'm looking at him. He's shining the light. Well, his pupils is dilating. I'm looking at him. Oh, my man. They can't hear me.
Mm.
I'm sitting here, man, like in that movie, in a sunken place. I said, oh, Allah. I called. That's why I'm saying, Allah, please let me move. I couldn't move nothing. So finally, I started moving my head. And I'm shaking my head back and forth, Josh. And you know how I know I moved my head? I heard the nurse say, oh my God, he's having a seizure. I wasn't having no seizure. I was trying to like, yo, man, I'm here. So when I heard that, I stopped shaking my head. I like, yo, let me stop shaking my head, man, because I heard her say, get the neurologist here. I could hear all their voices. And I didn't know, man. And I didn't know all that. That was my part of the story. That's all I remember. And the only thing after that, the next thing I do remember. Now, this happened at 9 o'clock. I looked at the clock when I was getting ready. The next time I remember coming to, it's 2 in the afternoon.
Mm.
That's the next time I'm really came back. I'm in the ICU. I didn't know they moved me from the OR to the ICU. Now, let me tell you what my wife said. She had just went to the car to get my phone, because I told her, babe, I left my phone in the car just in case some of the believers, you need to get some numbers, get my phone. She comes back from out getting my phone, and she can hear code 20, code 20, codes. She don't know it's me. It's going, lights blinking and people rushing. So she sits down, and all of a sudden she sees this 216 number. She thinking this is the hotel, because we in Cleveland. This is Dr. Kalfas.
Mm.
Mr. Mahadi, Dennis coded on the table. His heart stopped. She said, I'm sorry, he says, Mr. Mahadi, Dennis coded on the table. She said, excuse me? Because my wife didn't know what the word coded. What you mean? You know, and then he had this saying, his heart stopped, and we're working to get it back. And then he used the word if we do, we get him stabilized, we're taking him to the ICU, but he's still in OR. They still working on me. He left my wife to think. He never told her they brought me back.
Mm.
He left my wife to think, y'all, I died. She's at this spot all by herself. She in the lobby, in the waiting area with all these people. She fall on her knees and call on the God. The beautiful lady that checked her in, she runs over to my wife. She said, this old white woman said, honey, can I get everybody? And then my wife said, I got to get where he's at. I got to get to the OR. This is my wife. So the lady says, I help you. You know, the lady went from behind her, that sister, may God bless. I talked to her the other day and thanked her. And she said, I'll get you there now. She was going to the OR. She said, no. She says, your husband has been transported to ICU. So ain't no sense us going to OR. So my wife gets to ICU. She gets to the ICU floor. She can't go in. And she says, the door opens up on the elevator. And all of these doctors, man, is pushing me. And she sees me. And she got all these stuffs on me. There's one guy, he's working on me, and IVs all in me. She said, I had tape on my eyes. I had this tube. And she said, my husband's dead. These devils have killed my husband. That's the trauma my wife had. So her sister who was coaching her, she said, Shell, you got to tell his children. You got to tell them. So she called my brother Khalil, formerly known as Chris. Chris called Norman. They heard the news. They crying, oh man, I knew something was going to happen. I was feeling this. They killed Captain D. And then, as the Quran says, you thought that you killed the Messiah. Nay, partner, you killed him not.
All praise due to Allah.
Master Farad Muhammad, he's real, man. A mighty God.
Yes, sir.
They told my wife I would be brain dead. When you see him, he's woke. They ran, he's woke. When they went to tell my wife, the first doctor of the ICU told her, well, miss, this is the first conversation they have with my wife at the ICU. Well, you know, we're going to keep the tube in him. This is about 12 o'clock, 11:30. We're going to incubate him, putting him into an induced coma and wait till about 4 o'clock and see him. My wife said to him, and Bob put it in her, take the tube out my husband's throat. My wife told me, she begged him. He listened to my wife. 5 minutes later, he run. She said he ran. He said, he's awake. He's awake, Miss Marty. He's awake. And my wife and Brother Nate, one of the soldiers from Cleveland, he was there. He came to be with my wife. Brother Norman heard and told Brother Nate from Cleveland, get up to the hospital. So he comes back with my wife. He telling her she going back. He may not know who you are because he been under here. So she come back here. I'm sitting up, man. I'm looking at everybody. And she said, honey, you know who I am? I said, yeah, you my wife. They looking at all the doctors. I mean, I had like it was all in the room, like, and I said, baby, did they finish the surgery? She said, finish the surgery. Dennis, you died. I said, what? And then I felt my chest, Josh. I said, oh man, why am I so sore? So the anesthesiologist, the assistant who helped give me CPR, he said, man, we pounded on your chest. I said, he said, you know the little lady that was in there? I said, yeah, the nice, that was the one. I said, what? She looked so little. But let me tell you, Josh, Allah jumped in that Asian woman. She pushed on me till she sweated. This was immediately when I coded. There wasn't a whole lot of hitting with the defibrillator. They didn't hit me with the defibrillator. And by the grace of God, I'm alive. And let me tell you, everybody asked me, Josh, what was it like on the other side? I want to tell you, Muslims, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us there was no life after death, and there's no heaven after death. So make your heaven while you live. I bear witness. I ain't gonna sit here and tell no lie, Muslims. I heard my mother. I seen the light. I left my body, looked down. No. Maybe I didn't have enough points to get to that package. Hey, Josh, I'm in the room with no frill. You know, I'm in the room like, oh man, ain't nothing in here.
Yes,
I
sir.
made a joke. Listen, but I made a joke. I got to tell you, I'm going to leave one part of the joke out. But you know, they always say that the Muslims are told that they would go to paradise and there would be 70 virgins waiting on them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let
me tell you, Muslims, wasn't no 70 virgins waiting on Captain D. You know, I told what boss said, maybe been some strippers, but damn sure wasn't no virgins, man. But nevertheless, wasn't nothing waiting on me. You was darkness, was like, yo, your name Dennis? Yeah, we come to get you, partner. Yeah. We got to return you from which you came from. You came from darkness. Hey, partner, we got to go back to darkness. Allah says, death, I got this one. Yes, sir, Allah. See, darkness did not conquer God. Remember that, right?
Allah Akbar. Yes, sir.
Did not the originator conquer darkness?
That's right. That's right.
So God is the boss of darkness. Never forget that. Darkness is not the boss. Allah is the boss of darkness.
Yes, sir.
And now I'm going through this, but now, you know, the anesthesiologist, I got to talk to this dude, right? So the next day he come to the ICU. I'm looking at him. He said, hey, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. And, you know, how you feeling? So I, you know, really, I don't know why. I had that college spirit. You know, I had brother college spirit. I had that look like, so what's happened? What happened? Oh, well, see, you know, you know, the chemicals and you know, you asthma. And then I looked at him, I said, that's bullshit. He looked at me. I said, you didn't put me completely under. And I felt that breathing tube go down my throat. Now his eyes got big as Mantan Moreland's. You felt the tube go down? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, you know, now he ain't got nothing. He said, I said, do you know the trauma this has caused me? He said, well, we all have trauma. You know, I have trauma every. I said, partner, don't trivialize my trauma. Well, you know, my wife, I said again, don't trivialize my trauma.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he got to talking, and I raised my voice, and I'm in the bed, and the nurse seen he had agitated me. So she said, Doc, could you leave you? I'm about ready to get out this bed and two-piece this dude. Do you know, brother, these nurses and doctors were so kind to me and my wife. They was passing me notes. Oh, you don't let this get away. They was telling me the people to talk to. They was coming to let me know, no, sir, this will not be swept under the rug, Mr. Mahdi. And we contacted the big people upstairs, and hey, they know that this was neglect. So everybody said, Captain, you know, you got to, yeah, dude, the money is not what I'm driven by, because I know if Allah permitted this, he covered all the bases. And truthfully, they had really said, you know, that this, now wait a minute, this would trip you out, John. This anesthesiologist calls me in my home 3-4 days ago. I ain't never had no anesthesiologist call and check on me. My doctor. Hey, buddy. Hey. I'm like, yeah, man. Listen, man. You know, I'm stressed. I got to get me surgery. I got to get prostate surgery. Now he's telling me about he got prostate problems. And I'm like, dude, we don't know each other like that. Man, I got to get, man, it's demeaning. I got urinate throughout. I tell you, oh, whoa. And I can't let this take me down because I need the money to feed my family. I didn't put nothing on my 401k and da-da-da. That's what he said to me. I said, he's trying to do a cover-up. I was saying in my mind, Josh, I pray Allah, he blow your prostate through your anus.
Allahu Akbar.
About you, devil, you gonna pay a price. But now everybody, when I told the top people at Cleveland Clinic, they said, oh, that was so unprofessional. So now it's like, let us settle, because, you know, it does. I mean, God has made everything manifest. But I say this, Josh, and I want to say this to the great believers and those listen to me. I'm not the same man. I had come with the attitude to settle all of my differences with people I had beefs with. Man, I was quick to call them, man. Life is too short to be mad at anybody.
Yes, sir.
Man, listen, trust me. And I want to say this, Josh, because every day I ask Allah, what do you want me to do? All of the believers text, every one of them say, Captain, we can't let you go. We've got a lot of work to do. Captain, you such an Israel. Captain. And so I said, I know that, but I got to listen what God want me to do because I got in my mind. And let me tell you, Josh, this what God put on my mind. This would have never crossed my mind. I'm sitting about 3 to 4 days ago, and Allah says to me, I want you to push for a hospital. I said, what? Your Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Muslims wanted a hospital. He wanted this hospital to be built in the south side of Chicago, South Shore. But they chose a country club over a hospital. Muslims, we got to get our own hospital now.
Yes, sir.
When Allah blessed me with this settlement, I will be blessed. I'm going to use some of it to push for a hospital. We need our own hospital. We may not get a hospital right now, but we need urgent cares. We need urgent cares in every major city that would be staffed by Black doctors, Black nurses, Muslims who care about the urgency of somebody's sickness. We don't want to call them urgent care. We want to call them cares that is urgent for our people.
Yes, sir.
Hear me. Fat Joe is pushing on his social media about what's happening with people who can't pay for healthcare service. Everybody knows somebody that's been mistreated by healthcare. So God put it on me. I'm going to rally for us to get our own hospital if it takes us 10 years. We got to have our own. So all the Muslim doctors, you know what made me really understand after God put that? I had a conversation with the Supreme Captain. And the Supreme Captain said to me, Josh, he said, CD, I can't even go to the hospital unless I take a Muslim doctor with me to stand over me. I said, yes, sir. I said, but what about the little believer? They ain't got no Muslim doctor going in and stand with them, Mufti. They going in these hospitals with the name Muhammad. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You going in the hospitals with the name Muhammad. They know Jewish hospitals at that. They are absolutely targeting us, y'all. Hafiz was killed and murdered. He was target. Ava was target. This is no coincidence. Do you know, man, if I don't think much of myself, y'all know what I represent and what I am to the leader? Man, I was target. And every one of you with the name Muhammad, when you go to that hospital, if you go in that name Muhammad, you too will be targeted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have to get our own. So from this day forward, Muslims, post on your social media, we must get our own hospital. Post it to everybody know. We going post it, Muslims. We must have our own hospital. We must make the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's word bond. Imagine if we had our own hospital when it came to the leader.
That's right.
It's a shame we have to send the minister to a hospital, but he had Black doctors. Yes. We must have our own hospitals. So Josh, I'm back. Thank you, believers. I just open up for questions now. Thank you, Josh. How's your father and your brothers and sisters doing?
Yes, sir. Everyone is doing well. They're all watching and sending love and positive energy to you and your family. Brother Captain, we thank Allah for you and the sacrifices that you've done for years and decades, and your family as well. We thank Allah for them, and please let them know, especially specifically Ahmed, who I knew, since he was a child, but your wife, everybody, Let them know that we love them and thank Allah for them and all of the believers all across the country. Brother Captain, we have so many questions, but we have a quick 60-second commercial break for all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. Everybody, and we also want to share Brother Captain's Cash App so we can show love to him and the family as well, dealing with their medical bills.
Camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book. All three available on Amazon.com. Sister Naima's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Kenneth's Bow Tie Maker Extraordinaire. He'll ship you bow ties anywhere across the nation. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 Disinfected Cleaning Services, out of Chicago. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse, both available on Amazon. If you would like to donate.
Boom, perfect. Thank you everybody who's liked, shared, and subscribed. Thank you everybody who's watching all across the country. I see all of your loves. Shout out to everybody who's put comments in the Facebook chat. We're waiting on Brother Captain to come on back while he's gone. Both my sisters, Miriam and Naima. People just showing love from all across the country who've never watched the podcast before. Thank you all. They said, oh Allah, Takbir. Praise be to Allah. That's right. That's for Muhammad. All praise be to Allah. But Captain, people are bearing witness all across the country, just sending positive energy to you. And what is your Cash App, sir? May we have your Cash App?
My Cash App is Captain, CAPT D. Captain D. Don't put the whole word Captain. CAPT D PK. CAPT D PK. And I really thank every one of you who give. Allah knows these bills. And man, we broke it in the 10th commandments. And the believers have really been showing love. There's a lot of them sending me funds on Cash App. Oh, man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And if you want to send Captain D a little something, man, I ain't turning nothing down but my collar,
Yes,
but I appreciate that truthfully. I really do. Me and my wife came home, brother. And when we came home, man, everything almost looked like it was cut off. I said, the devil thought he must have killed me. He cut everything off. I guess he figured, well, he ain't home no more. But Allah blessed us through the beautiful believers. And I mean, some of the celebrities, Russell, Fat, I mean, Chuck, Dougie. I can't tell you the celebrities, Charlie Mack, many of them, they just couldn't, they wanted to wait till I was out of ICU. And a lot of believers, they wanted to call me immediately. And they wanted to make sure I was home. They want to, and now I had 52 missed calls, man. Now, these are all the people that know me, calling me, just to tell me what you saying. A brother called me all the way from prison. He called me, man, Brother Wendell in LA. He called me and kept me, man, he wanted to hear my voice. Brother Simon there from the UK, he called me. So I cannot express my gratitude and love. Thank you. Let's get to the question. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for Captain David showing you love as well, formerly of Baltimore, then San Diego. Thank you all, everybody who's just showing you love all across the country. All right, the first question that we have for you, sir, is, well, I want to make an adjustment because you mentioned Minister Hafiz. What was it like serving with him in New York? And then we have to come to your, you saying, he was targeted, but I wanted to know what it was like, being around him as a young minister, and what was your experience like with him?
I met Brother Minister Hafiz, Brother Kevin at the time. It had to be in 1981. he was trying to get a uniform. He did, because I was selling uniforms, and he needed a pair of pants for his uniform, and I was able to give him a pair of pants on consignment. We fought all the way for a long time for him to give me my money on no pants, but he was one of the greatest helpers of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan in Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn would not be what it is if it wasn't for Brother Minister Hafiz. He served under Minister Conrad, but Brooklyn was stronger than Red Devil Line. It had the strongest numbers than Manhattan. And Hafiz was the poster child of the mosque in Brooklyn. And he was always there that if there was a change of regime, somebody had to hold the fort down. There was always there, Brother Hafiz, to take the reins and to bring some sense of balance to chaos of the regime change. There was quite a few. You got to remember, it was a regime change with Ben Chaffetz.
Yes, sir.
First, the regime change with me and Conrad. Ben Chaffetz. So, Brother Hafiz always was there. And let me tell you why I said now that I know they killed Brother Hafiz.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can't be a representative of Minister Farrakhan over New York City, which is Jew York. Jew York. He was in a hospital. If you want to take out any of Minister Farrakhan's representative, what better way to take us out than on the daggone table? They gave him a breathing tube, and he may have choked to death like me. So I do now know, Allah put it in, they took him out the game, y'all. I got that spirit because of what happened to me. And Allah is trying to tell us, Muslim, we are targeted. That's what I'm saying to y'all. Don't you underestimate who you are. I don't care if you just look, you got the name Muhammad. You on Facebook, we on social, they know who you are. If you could cut the legs from up under the minister, you got the minister. We are the legs. What does that mean, brother? Then that means we are the support that upholds that great man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can't take the great man out the game, but let me knock his knees out. Let me take one of his legs. Let me weaken his support. If that devil would have been successful, do you know the damper that would have came on a nation, me getting out the game? I'm not saying I'm all that in a bag of chips. I did not know. I meant so much to so many. This is the truth. I'm just Captain D, man. And I just love the, man, I love the brothers. And let me tell you something. The Holy Quran says that for the believers who do good. Key word, family, who do good. There is no fear, nor shall they grieve. Let me tell you something, Brother Joshua. I don't have no fear. I used to say that before, but this is real. I really don't. I know, listen, believers, Allah don't entertain us in death. Who you think you are that God got to entertain you in death? Show you a nice time and let you, no. He give us life. Show the appreciation for life. Because when you're gone, you're gone. We came in this world. Listen, let me tell you like this. If you can remember coming out your father's sack, if you can remember being that sperm, if you can remember becoming that fetus, if you can remember being in your mother's womb for 9 months, if you can remember being born, then you can remember death. But since we didn't remember none of that, that's the way death is. Death has no memory. Muslims, ain't no my cousin, he looking down and he's in a better place. No, he was in a better place being alive. Stop that madness. He in a better place. Life is a better place. There's no better place than life. You may be catching hell, but you can change that in life. You can't change that in death. You can have heaven while you live. You can't have heaven while you dead. Stop that. He's in a better place. Better place was life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't you get that twisted, believers? That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, make your heaven while we live. And we can do that. We don't have to live this hellish condition. So, Josh, I'm a different man. Man, when the believers call me, man, I'm listening. And you know, they always call to check on me. But for some reason, I'm canceling them. For some reason, when they get off the phone with Captain D, they are so inspired. Thank you, Muslims. Oh, I just can't do that enough, man. Thank you, Josh, for allowing me to be on this platform to talk to these wonderful people that prayed for Brother Dennis. I promise you, y'all. I promised the Honorable Minister Farrakhan. And when I told you, Josh, one time, I think I was on your show before, I now know why Allah allowed me to hear the minister when he was being released from that hospital. I heard him under his breath. I heard him. And he was thanking Allah for life. But he was saying these words, Josh, I promise you, Allah, I will work harder in your name. Now, Josh, I can say that. I can say that, Josh. I promise you, Allah. I promise you, Muslims. I promise you that. I'm going to work harder in his name. I'm going to work harder in the name of the nation. I'm going to work harder in the name of the minister. Trust me when I say, I'm going to work harder in your name. Trust me. My word is bond. So I'm losing weight, Muslims. I'm losing weight because I'm not going to get the surgery. So I have to go back to how to eat to live. I want you to see, Brother Dennis, I want you to know I appreciate life. I'm not going to keep eating the way I was eating. I'm working out. I'm losing weight. Probably in a month or two, you're going to be so proud of me.
Yes, sir.
I'm really going to be proud of myself. Trust me. I got to get rid of this extra fella that's hanging on me. He's about, and that gut, you know, he ain't paying rent. You know what I'm saying? Just that gut guy. He ain't even paying rent. You know, he got you know, but believers, oh, I'm so happy. My poor wife sent words of support because she's traumatized. My children heard I died. Ahmed, man, they said he lost it. They didn't get 2 hours later that they resuscitated. So my children thought I had died. And it went throughout my whole family. My sisters and brothers, they heard that I died, Josh. And my sister, she drove all the way from Columbus to Cleveland so she could see with her own eyes that I live. My sister told me, my oldest sister said to me, she said, Dennis, I said, oh, Allah, don't take my brother. Please, Allah, don't take my brother. Sister Donna, the minister's daughter, her and the Supreme Captain got on the line together. And the Supreme Captain told me he wore his knees out praying for me. He went to the executive council when he heard they have their meeting on Wednesday. I flatlined on Wednesday. So when he told them, they start praying right there. Then Joshua, the minister's son, called me. Joshua's a funny dude. Joshua, all he wanted to know was, what was it like on the other side, D? Oh, everybody wanted to know, what was it like on the other side?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I just know, man, that when I took that last breath, man, I just see darkness, man. That's all I see. I seen it rolling like a cloud. And I knew when I took that last breath, I said, oh, well, I didn't beg God for my life. I didn't say, oh, Lord, please. I didn't do that for real, Josh. I accepted. I choked to see this thing down your throat and you can't get no air. Dude, that's suffocating, man. I suffocated. That's the memory I like to get out of my mind, because that's the part that, oh man, that's the stuff I keep playing in my mind. The feeling of, I can't get nowhere. I can't get nowhere. And slowly but surely, this dude stuck that thing down my throat, man. I choked to death. But by the grace of this powerful God, what's his name? Master Farad, the Black God.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Yes, sir. Okay, Brother Captain, we have so many more questions, but also,
Come on, I'm sorry.
yes, sir. No, I wanted to talk about your parents. Could you let us know who they are? Your sister's name. We want to just have this for historical records. Your parents, your sisters, your wife, your children. Please let us know their names so we can record that history as well, sir.
Well, my father, he's been gone several years, maybe 15, 20. His name was Harvey David. He accepted Islam before he left here. Him and my mother, they both accepted Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He changed his name from Harvey to Dawood. And they took on the name that I gave the family. I took on the name in 1978 under the Imam. He was telling us that we could choose our names. So I chose the name Mahdi.
Yes,
now
sir.
listen, man, I did not know the powerful meaning of that name. The only reason why I chose that name, dude, is the word, it says the rightly guided one. And I believe all my life I was rightly guided. But I didn't know that was the name of the Messiah. I didn't know that was the name of the rightly guided one. I didn't know that was the name of the self-sufficient one. I didn't know that meant he who's above the need of others. So that became my family name. My mother took it, my father took it, my brothers and sisters took it. Mahdi.
Yes, sir.
And so my sisters, I got 12 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
My older sister, Joanne, she had joined the nation when I joined the nation under Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It was her and my brother Norman. I got a brother named Norman, my brother named Rodney, my brother named Timmy. If you look at my brother Rodney, look at the Savior's Day 1981 picture of the minister and look in the right-hand corner. That's my brother Rodney on post. So when the minister decided to stand up to rebuild the nation, we stood up with him. And so my whole family became members of the Nation of Islam. The only one was my sister, who is gay. And she said to me, I would join the nation, but the nation did not accept gay people. That's the only reason my sister did not come into the Nation of Islam. But the rest of them, well, after the departure of Honorable Elijah Muhammad over the years, you know, they went back to the church, many of them. But, you know, I love them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I'm not going to sit there. And I want to say this to the Muslims, you know, and to the Christians. We are so trivial that think that this powerful God going to trip over a name.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you
Yes,
don't
sir.
call him the Lord Jesus Christ, come on, Christians. If you don't call him Allah, come on, Muslims. He's God Almighty. Period. Yahweh, Allah, whatever you want to, he is God Almighty. We tripping over a name. I don't have to push down the Christian throat that I was saved by Master Farrakhan Muhammad. Some brothers said, did you call on Master Farrakhan? Who else would I call on? Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm going to say this. You know what restricted law number 1 is? Worship no God but Allah, the one the messenger represents to us. I'm going to say that again. Muslim, restricted law number 1. Worship no God but Allah, the one that the messenger represents to us. It didn't say worship no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Farrakhan Muhammad, when he said the one that the messenger represents to us, it was Master Farrakhan Muhammad. That's who he represented to us. He did it in a way to let you know, worship no God but Allah, the one that the messenger represents. He represents Master Farrakhan Muhammad.
That's right. That's right.
So it's a given when I say Allah. I ain't got to distinguish what Allah I'm talking about. That's automatic Muslims.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Allah is Master Farrakhan Muhammad. I'm not trying to diss any of the Muslims who want to say that straight. That's on you. Allah didn't bring you. You died, come back, and then I worship your God. You die, come back, and in the name of your God, and he brought you back. If Yahweh, if whoever, I worship your God. But in the meantime, be quiet. I didn't call on nobody but the God I believe in, the one that the messenger represents. I'm not trying to push that down your throat. It's the truth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you know anybody that died and came back? I'm not short of a miracle, Brother Josh. I am one. Even to myself, I'm like, man. So Allah wanted the believers know I still perform miracles.
That's right.
Y'all thought I ran out of miracles. Now, there's a whole lot of people that's mad that I came back, but I'm like Lazarus. See, Lazarus is a testimony who Jesus was.
Come on and teach. Yes, sir.
See, that's all why God allowed Jesus to bring Lazarus back. When Jesus brought Lazarus back from the dead, what did they tell you who Jesus was?
That's right. That's right.
If Allah brought me back from the dead, what did they tell you who the minister is? Who Elijah is? Who man? A testimony. Oh, Allah, thank you for choosing me. I don't want to disappoint that God. He knew what he was doing, and he got something for me to do, and I'm still asking, what is it? But I love all of y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next question, Josh, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And people, once again, Capt, people are showing you love all across the country. Thank you all for your kind words and positive energy. I also wanted to thank your wife, and we would encourage the sisters to reach out to her, all of the sisters, and show her love. And how, for people like myself and the other single brothers who we just think that, we can live, just got it tough. We go to the hospital by ourselves and all of that. How important is it to have a wife by your side, or ride or die, really, to be right there for you? How important is that to have a woman like that in your life?
Well, let me say this to every brother that is married, and let me say this to every brother who's seeking marriage.
Yes, sir.
There is no such thing, Muslims, as a perfect relationship. We all can find flaw in each other. And we all can find a way to abandon ship with the mates that we have. I thank Allah for my wife. She has been with me. She has given up her job to take care of me full time. If Allah had not used her, because I kept asking, what made you tell him to take the tube out? It's because somehow I had translated in her mind from where I was at about this tube. She felt me. She felt me, man. Because it was a challenge. And the doctor listened to me and he took the tube out. And she said, the doctor said, your husband is agitated. And one of my sister-in-law, Sister T, who was on the phone with my mother, she said, that's got the dentist, that's the captain in him. He's fighting. I want to say this to every married man. Mend your differences. Don't throw your wife away. Sisters, don't throw your husband away. But if he don't show any sign that he wants to be with the God that you want to be with, don't waste no time to leave him.
Yes, sir.
If she don't want the God that you want, don't waste no time. Be patient, but if it don't look like she going there, then be like Lot.
That's right.
Be like wife, Joe, man, she was telling him and cussed this guy. Joe looked at this woman. He really want to say, chick, are you crazy?
Yes, sir.
If
Yes,
the
sir.
B word was back in the day, I could hear him say, no, I ain't gonna say, are you crazy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Woman in this world, I come but naked. See, I couldn't take nothing with me, Josh.
Mm.
So I was in this state of animation. So I think Allah, stay with your wife, be patient with them. And to my single brothers, don't you waste no more time looking for the right queen. Any queen gonna be the right queen for you, because
Yes,
you
sir.
ain't the right king. Shit, excuse my language.
Yes, sir.
Like you,
Yes,
right,
sir.
like you the right king. Man,
Yes,
you
sir.
better get you a queen quick
Yes, sir.
and start building you a family, man. Man, because we getting ready to go through a dark period, and you don't want to be sitting up in the house by yourself. Don't you want to be sitting cuddled up to something nice and warm?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cuddled up to that pillow, man, you know. Man,
Yes,
come
sir.
on.
Okay, Brother Cap, I got.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, I also wanted to ask you, and thank you everybody for your questions and comments and people showing you love. Okay, we didn't address this the first interview. We got to go back. So you were under the imam. You in the nation. You heard the teachings that far back?
Man, I came in the Nation of Islam in 1972.
Mm.
I had joined the nation. I was 18, Josh. I was around at the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1975.
Mm.
I was in the nation. The departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I want to put it like this. It was like the departure of the moon from the earth.
Mm.
Can you imagine, Joshua, the devastating mental effect that those survived to see the moon shot from the earth? They survived it. Can you imagine the trauma of that horrible day? But they survived it when millions didn't survive it. Can you imagine the trauma of those Muslims of us who survived the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad under the Imam? It was trauma, man, horrible to see the Nation of Islam that I gave my life for. We was working under cars with the FOI uniform on, and sisters wasn't wearing the uniform. Imam made us think that, you know, we don't need no FOI. We're going to call the organization back. We don't need no MGT. All that was under we don't need that. And to see the mighty discipline go. And so just before I would join the Imam, I went back to the world, man. I couldn't get with it. Until I heard the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, who was going to rebuild the nation in 1978. I had picked up the cocaine game and sitting up in there, man, and you know, and I heard the minister was going to come and speak at Ohio State University, and our brother, may God be pleased with him, brother, it'd come to me, Sterling. Brother Sterling was with him. Sterling ain't never been in the nation, but he had that Muslim look. And I came to OSU, I'm sitting there, collar all popped, I'm sitting there, big coat, man. And I love the minister. That's why I was talking to Sister Donna. Because Sister Donna, if you know, the minister's daughter married the minister in Columbus, Brother Wale. So Sister Donna was our first lady. And so we loved Sister Donna was 19 years old when she married Brother Wale and came to Columbus. So my sister was the MGT Capt, so we was family. But anyway, dear brother, I was sitting there. I had this sister who basically became my wife. She with me, you know, and I tell you the God's truth, and I cannot lie. The minister was teaching. I love the minister. But I could see he was like trying to reach out to the Muslims in the audience, and his subject was the snake's interpretation in the garden. And what he was trying to tell us, there was an interpretation made of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teaching. And so I picked it up, but then I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's voice as I'm listening to you. I said straight up, and I told the sister who was with me, I said, I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But she don't know nothing about the Honorable Elijah. I call him messenger. I said, I heard the messenger's voice. She looked at me like I've been snorting too much coke. You know what I'm saying? I was on that coke tip.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
look at Josh. It's the truth, Josh. I made it up in my mind. I was going back to the Nation of Islam and get with the minister. Now, you know, I still had some coke with me. You know, I wasn't gonna go home and flush it down the toilet. I ain't that damn stupid. You know, I'm gonna hit this one lick and I'm gonna get up out the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got up out the game, son. And in 1978, December, me and Brother Donnell, the minister here, and Brother Namelands, we visited the Honorable Minister Farrakhan on Damien, and we pledged our allegiance to him that we would help him to rebuild the Nation of Islam. And I've been at the minister's side ever since.
Oh, praises due to Allah. Beautiful. Yes, sir. This is some powerful teaching. Now, this is a man who knew me and my siblings before we were born, and I never knew that you were with the ministers. I never knew. Okay.
Wait a minute, Josh. Now, if Sharif is listening, you panicked everybody and said you left out the house. I guess you opened up the door. You was little Josh there, and everybody was looking for you, man. When you was a little dude, Josh. You know, Sharif told us, man, said, "Man, my son, he a little dude, but man, you know, we love your mother. May God keep your mother's name. She was a soldier. Listen to me.
Praise be to Allah.
That woman there, your mama.
Yes.
Look at. You know that Sharif always advocated the tree in the belt, right? So he was a beat down kind of cat, you know. But shoot, your mama, her crew, man, they shit. If you cross that line and, you know, cheated, if a sister cheated with another man's wife, you don't want Sister Sharif and them show up at your sister, you go and take a, she was a beat down crew now. I love your mother.
Oh, praise due to Allah. Yes, sir.
Behind such beautiful, beautiful children. I know she was proud of you, and she is proud of you.
Oh, praise due to Allah.
And
yes,
Brother
sir.
Sharif, I love your father. He called me. I was down, and your father gave me a nice donation. He tell me he loved me. You know, your father, he's my means to them, you know. He's my means to them. And I pray, Allah, that all of us who had been a part of the F team, that Allah would spare us to see the minister's departure. But the most important, I pray to Master Farad Muhammad, he keep us around to see his return. I do believe, Josh, he chose us to stay here. Your father had health challenges. He's still with us. Akil Block had health challenges. He's still with us. Khalil, Curtis.
Yes, sir.
All of us had health challenges. Because Allah know I talked to even Big William, Brother Minister Aziz.
Yes, sir.
He's still with us. The crew is still here. Because you know why? We have to hold this bad boy down when he leaves.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something, like Sharif would say, playtime would be over.
Yes, sir.
The soldiers are ready, man, to take their orders and get ready for this awesome fight. But we have to build this castle, this wall of protection around the believers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have to do that. We have to protect the believers. And we will. So you make sure, believers, you keep your butt in the ark. Don't you go out there in that world. We can't save you. We can't save you if you leave the ark. If you in the ark, stay in the ark. Don't let this world tempt you with money and fame. Allah is drying all of that up. Don't become stressed and have strokes over trying to pay bills. Man, you bigger than a bill. You stroking out because you, man, please. Turn to that God. And let me tell you something, man. He hear you. Next question. You see how I get so far?
Yes, sir. Okay, but Capt, for the next generation of leaders and people who are following in the footsteps of the F team, the military, the Nation of Islam, the soldiers all across the country, you in the 80s, the 90s, 2000s, you've always had an eye on how to choose not just your contemporaries, but those coming after you. What advice would you give? What do you look for in leadership of the young brothers? Like how can the people who are across the country in the small towns who may be in Orlando, San Diego, just different random places, but they want to build a team, they want to build camaraderie. What do you look for in another brother that can help, make a strong team?
Well, Josh, that's a good question. You can't see the values of others if all you see is yourself.
Mm.
To be able to see the value of another man, another woman, is to make sure that there's nothing in your heart of jealousy and enviness. To see the value. See, God didn't put jealousy and enviness because, Captain D, I'm not an insecure man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So therefore, I can see the value. I've been doing this thing so long, I can look at a man. This is the truth. And see God in him.
Mm.
I can look at a man and see his talent, even if he don't see his talent.
Mm.
I can see that. So all I do, Brother Dennis, is to nurse that. To nurse the good in another person.
Mm.
You go to talk about me, I can't stand praise. Anybody that know Brother Dennis, you talking to me and Capt, you did this, Capt, you was the one, man, I can't stand that. I flipped the script.
Mm.
I said, brother, I'm so honored to know you. You are such a powerful brother, man. God is blessed. See, I flipped it, and I'm not stroking him because it's the truth. Don't look at me. Look at yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God did not bring it to existence. Nothing less than himself.
Oh,
Every one of us is great in the eyesight of God. I just hope we recognize we great in each other's eyesight. So I look at you, Josh, you're great to me.
Oh,
you know why? Because you got everything behind you that can tell you how to go forward. You don't have to make the mistakes that we made.
Yes, sir.
Take the good and build off of that. You're going to be better than me and your father. No question. My son, we want you to be better.
Yes, sir.
He didn't give all this sacrifice up for you to fall in the cracks.
Yes, sir.
You honor your father right now. My son honors me. All my children honors me. They may be crazy as all outdoors. And they are crazy as all outdoors. But Allah got them. He made me know they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. But we can't give up. You represent tomorrow, Josh. You got the name that represents tomorrow. And you got a generation that's for you and Ben X, my brother Ben. Man, listen, man. Y'all got this social media thing down pat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You look at your pops, we had these old beepers. That's not the best. That's not the best we had. These little Nextels and these beepers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You writing books, your pops writing books. They kept saying, Capt, when you gonna write a book? When it's over with? I can't write a book, it ain't over with. There ain't no ending. We got to write 2, 3, or 4. I just wait till Allah put it in me. Right now, I ain't concerned about a book. I'm writing it as I'm working. But brother, next question, brother. Next question.
Yes, sir. Well, speaking of that, a lot of the media, social media is portraying our people or highlighting some of the worst of the condition of our people. Yet you and the peacemakers are going out into the community and, bless other peacemakers, working with the law enforcement, working in the schools, working all over with the government. What makes you keep going when you see year after year after year the crime? What keeps you going to still say you want to bring peace?
In truth, Josh, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan is my example.
Mm.
On the Roland Martin show that we just seen a couple of days ago, the minister said it's so beautiful. I know our people is crazy as all outdoors. He said, but they that way by circumstances, not by nature. He said, I look past their faults and I see their needs. He said, if you take care of their needs, you eliminate the faults. He said, it's your depths of your love of your people that will determine your commitment of sacrifice. I keep going because I love Black people, man. And when you love deep like that, Josh, you don't see that. You keep working, and you know you ain't did enough because the minister that way. I'm trying to be like my leader. I want to be like him. I pray that Allah give me a double portion of his spirit. So the peacekeepers, it's nothing but another initiative to get the ones who won't join the nation. Yes, there are those, man, they ain't gonna join the nation, Josh. They won't give up the weed. They want to give up the white girl. They won't give up eating pork. They won't give up drinking liquor. They see us when that bow tie, when they look at us, they look at the supreme sacrifice, and they're not willing to do that. So we give them what we call an auxiliary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Peacekeepers is nothing but an auxiliary. It's an opportunity to still participate in trying to change the quality of life for our people, even as you are. So when we say you can come as you are, but you can't stay as you are, see, that's the nation. Even if I want to come, and you use that statement, you could come as you are, but you can't stay as you are, that can still be frightening to our people. Hey, well, yes, I can't stay a dope. Well, I'm not ready to come right now. And it's the truth. But if you join the peacekeepers, I accept you in the minister's name as you are. And I know it's just eventual of time that you wind up becoming a Muslim. It takes a minute. You can't rub elbows with Brother Dennis and those Muslims who are peacekeepers and you don't get affected. But because we don't force you, because we don't hold you to that standard, when you come to God, you come on your own. And everybody want to come to God on their own. And when they come sincere. So the peacekeepers, look here, I got white peacekeepers. I got peacekeepers that are gay. I do have 3 Jewish peacekeepers. Huh? That's the truth. I have peacekeepers, man, is rich, poor, Black, white, brother. It makes sense. You know why Allah put it in me to establish the peacekeepers? Look here, John. In point number 12, it talks about in the second paragraph. And further and lastly, Allah is God and there's no God beside him. Look at, wait, watch this part. And he will establish a universal government of peace where we all will live in peace. That's it. Now, how you want to argue with Allah? What does it mean, Muslim? A universal government of peace. What does it mean, Muslims, when he used the word where we all? He didn't say where we black people, he said all. Look at the word, all will live in peace. What? Together. Why would Master Farad Muhammad put that in there if he wasn't going to bring that about? So why not understanding what Captain Dennis is doing? Because I'm establishing that universal government of peace by me opening up the door with everybody of the universe.
Mm.
Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because
yes, sir.
their minds are not expanded enough to make room in their breast to understand that they don't know how to make room in their assembly. Expand your breast. Allah is how you going to exclude Master Farad Muhammad's other side of his family? Talk to me, Muslims.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He going to dismiss the white side of his family? That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he came, representing both, so he could give justice to both. But the bottom line is, the peacekeepers is universal.
Mm.
But the nation is the ultimate goal. I'm trying to get them into peacekeepers, clean them up, send them through the process, and flip them into the nation. That's the ultimate goal. So when you see this, you see people who are civilians, they're peacekeepers. But it's the Nation of Islam program. Don't get it flipped. Don't get it, I'm Nation of Islam. That's it. I ain't giving them nothing but the training. Don't tell them I'm giving them the training. They gonna wake up one day with a bow tie on. Got a great, they gonna wake up with a strong desire for being proud. Just don't tell everybody what I'm trying to do.
Yes, sir. Okay, Brother Capt, and people are showing you love and continue to show you love all across the country. All right, we have 2 more questions for you, sir, right now. Thank you, everybody who continue to show love and like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. Brother Captain, can you give us your Cash App one more time, sir?
Cash App. I ain't hearing it go off, y'all. I mean, what y'all waiting on, man?
Yeah.
I mean, $10. Believe me, I ain't trying to get this. Whatever Allah put in y'all. Cash App is $CAPTD, the letter D, PK. Captain D, PK, stand for peacekeeper.
Wonderful. Perfect. Yes, sir. My next question for you is, now that you are very passionate of going into dealing with the medical and the hospital, and I don't want to, you have to speak about what's coming up with the settlement and things of that nature, what advice can you give to everybody who's watching in our own personal lives about assisting you with your work in the medical, like, supporting the initiative of the hospital?
Oh, I get chills because Allah was really telling me that's what he wanted me to say. That's what he wanted. I didn't know. Brother, this never would have crossed my mind about this hospital thing, man,
Mm-hmm.
But I cried because Allah was saying, now, D, let's make the message, let's go ahead for the hospital. Now, here's what I want you to believers do. We have to make this a national initiative. You have to post, we need our own hospitals, all on your social media. Post what Captain Dennis said, we got to have our own. We must start with urgent cares. We can have urgent cares. It may not be, but we can open up urgent care. We want all of the Muslims, listen to me, Muslims. If you are a doctor, a nurse, if you got any knowledge in the medical field, we need to establish a pool that would allow us to know who you are. And we need to find where you are, because we need to talk about how to establish an urgent care, but we want to call it a care of urgency. Oh, you like that one, Josh, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not urgent care, but when it comes to us, a care of urgency. And we need to do this ASAP. So building that hospital is like, I can understand what Noah went through when God told him about this ark. He's like, man, I'm not no carpenter. But the monumental of that ark was so awesome. We're like, wow, to put on my, I'm not going to build the hospital, but I have to introduce it. This got to get in the Final Call newspaper. We got to rally. We can no longer let Muslims put themselves in the hands of our enemy. And we have to be able to start somewhere. Sister out of Mississippi, Yazoo, Mississippi, Sister Cassandra, she sent me a video of a hospital in this little town in Mississippi that had closed. And the hospital was the first Black hospital, and it got everything in it, but it's been closed because they had run out of funding, and it's been closed for some years. I said, wow, how much does it cost? Let's get it. Let's get it, doggone it. We can do anything we want to do in the name of Allah. He's with us, Muslims. He's with us. He put this on my mind. So all I want to believe is, man, y'all, if y'all heard, let that be the greatest thing that I said. Captain Dennis said we need our own hospital, and I agree with him. We need to start talking about what can we do to start our, he called it urgent care, but Captain Dennis says care with urgency for our people. And let us start the game.
Yes, sir. Excellent. And thank you all for watching. Brother Captain, I've interviewed phlebotomists, anesthesiologists, registered nurses, all doctors, surgeons, plenty of people who come on the people's podcast. Everybody who I've ever interviewed before, I'm going to make sure I put a playlist together on the podcast of all of the people in the medical field so that you can see the names when you go to the channel. You can see, look at all these people who are Muslims who've been doing this all over the country, who have these skills and talents. Yes, sir. All right. My next question for you is, sir, when you think and reflect on your time with the Most Honorable Minister was Farrakhan, is there something that was not, like, you, of course, we have May Man March, Madison Square Garden, public events that are major, but has there been a time where it was an interaction with you and the minister personal that sticks out to you?
Oh, brother, there's two. The first one I'm going to say, then I'm going to tell you the second. The first one, we brought the minister to Buffalo, New York, to speak at the Prince of Peace, the Prince of Peace Church, by our great Bishop Leroy Anderson. And he asked me, you know, the minister liked to swear a little bit. And he said, hey, brother, tell the minister, my folk, you know, tell the minister not to, you know, to swear. Now, I didn't tell the minister. You know, how you tell the brother minister, don't swear. And I didn't tell him. I should have told the minister, you know. The minister gets in the man's church and the minister cut a couple of them loose. And I could see the bishop, he got to tell his folk, you know, oh. But the minister said something in that speech that I never forget, Josh. It was in that speech that the minister said for the first time, I am the door. He talking about himself. I am the truth. I am the way. The minister gave the people the 7 I ams. When he got in the car, he said, oh, brother. He said, I'm going to lose a lot of people. He said, as long as Jesus was talking about others and his Father, they followed him. But as soon as Jesus started talking about himself, he lost a lot of people. I never forget that, because it was that point that I knew who he was. He said that to me. Now, the second one I remember was when Jesse was running for the presidency of the United States, and he asked the minister to speak at this church. It was at the Black and Puerto Rican caucus. It may have been carcass, but caucus. It's a carcass now, but no, anyway.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, the minister was at this church, and the minister gave the keynote address. Jesse didn't do it. The minister had the people fired up. Now I'm standing behind the minister. But behind me, Betty Shabazz comes up on the dais. He takes a seat, the minister throwing down, but I'm looking at her, I'm secured, I'm looking at everybody come behind me. But I noticed a look in her face that I didn't like. I said, I like that look. So the minister, he got through and he went to sit down. And then he noticed Betty, right? And he gets up. He goes over to Betty Shabazz. I'm running with him. And he goes to put his hand down like, Betty. And she took her hand like, and she said, keep your name, keep my husband's name out of your DAM mouth. My husband took you off of drugs and he brought you. And when she said that, the way she said, I'm like, man, chick, who you talking about? I'm one of the buster in the grill, man. You talk to my minister like that? And the minister took that lashing like a little boy, man. He was bent over and she, then the minister go to sit down, but the choir was singing, so they didn't hear her. Allah drowned it out by the choir. Jesse didn't even know. And so Jesse said, let's everybody go downstairs and fellowship. But Betty didn't come downstairs. So the minister, he goes downstairs and I could see, Josh, the minister was troubled, man. So I say to the minister, I said, brother minister, sir, what was I supposed to do? He said, brother, you wasn't to do nothing. Even if she spit in my face, I was to take it. He said, do you know she waited 20 years? Do you know, man, Malcolm used to drop Betty over at my house and I used to drop Khadijah over to Malcolm's house? It's a family thing, soldier. I said, yes, sir, brother minister. And 10 years later, when Kabila, Betty Shabazz's daughter, hired a hitman to kill the minister established the leadership in the nation and told the leadership in the nation, get Betty, because I'm not going to let the devil take her daughter. And guess who he sent to pick her up? This happened in New York, and the minister sent Dennis to pick her up. I'm like, why is that me? The leader, he's something else. Lord, that man is something else. I picked up Betty. She was at the airport, and she was waiting on Hakeem Booty because she wouldn't come to the meeting by herself. She felt comfortable with him. And I had to take Betty Shabazz to a secret location. So we got to that secret location. All the heavyweights of the nation was there. Mother Khadijah was there. And of course, I wasn't in the room. But man, that door opened up and here come Mother Khadijah and Sister Betty. They holding arms like two school friends. And Mother Khadijah said, Brother Dennis, where's the bathroom? I said, right this way, Mother Khadijah. And they behind me. And in my mind, I said, they're gone. Look at the minister, how he waited 10 years. 10 years. See, that's God's man.
Yes, sir.
And look at him, man. And then when Betty Shabazz departed, and they had a memorial for her in Chicago, and the minister spoke at her memorial. The minister tell the story that one of my security wanted to do something to Betty the way she was talking to me. Now I'm standing there on post, I'm saying to myself, come on, brother, man, don't. Come on, brother, man, don't. And the minister's looking around for me. He says, come on, brother, man, don't do this. He said, there, Brother Dennis. I said, oh, Lord, the minister. What did I tell you, didn't I? I said, yes, sir, Brother Minister. Everybody can hear them growling at me. This nigga want to put his hands on Betty Shabazz. But those are the two greatest moments, with many more moments that I had with that great man. That great man, I love him. Minister Farrakhan, if you ever see this, I love you, sir.
All praise due to Allah. One more question for you, Brother Captain, because we don't want to thank you for your time and your patience, and we don't want to take away from your family for too long. And everybody's saying, wow, praise be to Allah, alhamdulillah. This is great. This is powerful. Thank you very much. People showing you love all across the country. Thank you all for watching. People who always show love. Shout out to Brother Mikael. I see you. Thank you for showing love. Brother Kente, thank you. Everybody who's always showing love. Thank you all for continuing. Both my sisters, Miriam and Naima, everybody who's showing love in the comments. Okay, yes, sir. My next question for you, sir, is our last question is, when the Most High Missile is Farrakhan? We at the hour where you've heard it longer than we've all heard it. For my entire life, this could be the minister's last savings, the minister's last this. The minister's saying he's going to leave, swan song. And then he's going to go for 3 years and come back. What advice would you give to us to hold strong in the Most High Missile Farrakhan's physical absence? What advice would you give?
The advice I would give to the beautiful believers, that if anything we are doing in our personal life that are displeasing to Allah, get rid of it. He said it would be our righteousness that would sustain us in this dark hour. The mighty God is going to take him. We don't know how. Now, this is true. We don't know how. If they take him the way that Allah took me, don't trip. He already told us. If they say this, that, and other, hey, don't trip. He already told us. All we have to do is stay united and stay in love with each other. We have to settle our differences. Stop holding beefs and certain things in your heart, even by those that he chose. Stop that, Muslims. Get that out of your heart. We can't go into battle if we got problems with each other. You ain't that doggone perfect. Are you so righteous that you can judge your brother? Don't look at the beam in your brother's eye and don't see it in yours. Let us stay strong in love. I need to see love, the love that y'all showing Brother Dennis, and show it to one another, doggone it. Show it to one another. That's the only thing gonna get us through is the love of the Muslim. We're gonna be so in love with each other that when an unrighteous person bring you news, oh my God, you look carefully into it. And let you harm a people in the ignorance, and you be sorry for what you did in accepting that bad news. Because some of us like bad news. Some of us like the gossip. Stop the gossip. Muslims, if we were to apply restricted law number 415, then most of us would be put out the nation.
Yes, sir.
Because we like the gossip.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, just the truth. We do like the gossip. Okay, I do love the gossip too, but I like it. And I can't get it. I mean, Allah brought me. So he must forgive me of my sins. I'm sure not going to go back and repeat them. He brought me back. Evidently, he threw all my sins in the sea of forgiveness. But look at this, Muslims. He took me at the night of power. That was the last night y'all prayed. Brother Captain Khalil in Houston, Texas said he threw his coupon of his night of power praying for himself. He threw it in on me. I appreciate it. But let me say this. Let us just be patient. Let us love one another and get rid of the things that you know is not pleasing to Allah. You got time. We ain't got a whole lot of time to work on it. Get rid of it, Muslims. Keep yourself in prayer. God knew he did this during Ramadan for me. Every day I was on that prayer line. Every day I read the 30th of the Holy Quran. This is the first time I really read the Holy Quran all the way through. Well, second time. So I mean, shoot, I'm in the hospital. So when the minister did the Eid, I'm listening to the minister in the hospital on the Eid. The man next door heard the minister too. The dude was rooming to me. He heard the minister too, evidently. But believers, stay strong. Love ye one another as the minister, even as I had loved you. Love ye one another like the minister loved us. Get rid of the things that are not pleasing to God. Keep your family strong. Settle your differences. Get rid of your beefs. Sit down and call the person you have a problem. Even if it's a family member you ain't talked to in 100 years, call them and tell them I love them. And then we show God. And then wait a minute. Look at the Quran. I'm going to leave you on this note. The Quran says, for the believer who do good, there is no fear, nor shall they grieve. See, for the believer who do good, key word, do good, not because you don't drink, that's good for you. Good means for God.
Okay.
What hungry person did you feed? What naked person did you clothe? What homeless person did you house? What have you done good to help another human being? That's what Allah talking about. He came for the little man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't forget that, Muslims. Get on your deen. Fish like you never fished before. Bring them into the ark. At least you tried. If they don't come in, doesn't mean because you didn't try.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go out there and do good. Do good. Do good. Because that's what God's going to judge you on. Not for the evil. Not for how good you look, how much money you got, how well you can speak Arabic. He ain't going to judge you on that. What have you done good to others? And I want to can I tell this little story, Josh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Take your time.
Bob Law called me and he told me this story about this man who died and went to heaven, and he's at the pearly gates, and St. Peter is standing there with a list, and he goes to St. Peter and says, how you doing? How you doing, Peter? He says, my name is Reverend Dr. So-and-so. I got a degree. I got that big mega church in Atlanta and da-da-da. So St. Peter said, well, I don't see your name on the list. He said, well, you got that. My name got to be on the list. See, I had 3 mega churches. I was the one that had that great big old conference. He said, well, is it under any other title? He said, well, look under when I went to Africa and opened up a couple missionaries. He said, I'm sorry. I don't see your name, Doctor. What you say? So as Peter was closing the gate and the man looking, Peter got about 2 or 3, 4 steps. He said, wait a minute. Are you the dude that fed the sparrows early in the morning, the birds? Are you the one that feed the sparrows every morning? He said, yeah, that's me. He said, what the hell? See, he was not judged on all that he think of himself. But God opened up the gates because he did something that he didn't think meant anything. He fed God's creation every morning. He fed that sparrow. And that meant something to God. So no matter what we think or what we did, it's the little thing that helped the little man that means so much to God. So believers, do good.
Yes, sir.
Do
Yes,
good,
sir.
believers. Because good is forever, evil is temporarily. Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much for giving me this great opportunity to share my story. My wife wanted to say in my behalf, she thanked every one of y'all who called my wife. I mean, let me tell you, they got a little upset with my wife too, because they didn't know how to get a hold of me. The Muslims said, Captain, your wife got to give us your number. There got to be more than 2 people to know where, we're not going to go through this no more. But Josh, thank you so much. Tell your father I love him. And is that it, Josh? I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We love you more, Brother Captain. And for everybody who's watching, for those of you who believe what you heard today to be true and good for our people, we want to thank you all for accepting, because Brother Captain was teaching like a minister today. I'm talking about you talk, brother Captain. You call him brother Captain out of respect for the rank, but he has evolved like many of the people from his time period who were companions of the Most Honorable Farrakhan, to servant ministers, to witness bearers. They are more than any title that we can give for them, because you can't put no title on those who witnessed the miracles of the Most Honorable Farrakhan firsthand. You can't put no title on that. There's nothing, you can't replace primary source history, but they can never take it away, because we're not gonna get added up towards, we're not gonna get Madison Square Garden, we're not gonna, I can't catch up to all the years and wisdom that you all have learned from the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, sir. We can't catch up to it. We thank Allah for you and everything. We admire you, admire your family. May Allah continue to keep you all. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, family. Assalamu alaikum, Captain. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right.